Hi, Happy New Year, everybody. Just got to jump over to the comments. I know that Rob and Deborah are here. Primchi, I hope you're still awake. And we got a bunch of hi, Serendipity. Happy New Year, my love. I am so far behind on texting and calling everybody. I just have been like up to here and all kinds of crazy stuff. I still have the tree up, but I have all the ornaments boxed up and ready to go into the attic. So Happy New Year, Jay. Good morning. I'm having a cup of tea, so I think it's good morning. So I am sorry that I haven't seen any of you, and it was kind of crazy. My scheduled readings over New Year's took off. Like I had a bazillion of them. And I didn't want to move people around because they were like, oh, I'm at home, I want a reading. So I really didn't do many lives. I didn't really do. It was like the weakest tarot-thon ever. But we'll figure something out. We'll do something another time. So how's everybody doing? Let me know how you're doing in the comments. My girlfriend Shelly might be coming by. I don't know. She's just getting out of work, so she might be here. She might jump in. And this is a cup of tea. And it's actually really cute. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me bring it in there. It says it's just a phase, and it's got all the moon phases on it. And if you look inside, the inside is amazing. It's really cool. And I just slurped that, so I'm sorry. I apologize. So let's crazy busy day, right? Serendipity, like just how come life gets in the way so much? So I did a really cool thing yesterday. I attended Lori Williams. I know you guys know I talk about her all the time, an intuitive specialist. That's the CRV course that I took. She did a New Year ritual. It's a full moon on Friday. She did a New Year ritual on Zoom, and there wasn't a lot of people there. It was actually kind of awesome. I actually got to talk to her, so it's like a fangirl moment. And I like totally was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like my typical self. But what we did was we had homework before we got to it. We had to write down everything that we were grateful for, all the things that we wanted to leave behind in the new year, and all the things that we wanted to manifest in the new year. And we wrote down the things that we wanted to get rid of. We crumpled up the paper and lit it up and threw it in a bowl and let it burn off. That was super fun, and leaving a lot of stuff behind from 2022. And then we lit a big candle, and we took our candle, a skinny taper, and lit it off that. And that was to become more part of the universe and to manifest all the things that we wanted to. So it was really cool. So I know I said we were going to do New Year's rituals. I had some planned for you. I had the Yule log was ready to go, and we just didn't get to it. So you know what? That's life. Sometimes life gets in the way. I think next year, if all my manifestations work, I will have a little bit more flexibility when we get to next year. So hope. Haven't heard anything yet, but we will see. So, and I do have class starting on the 12th. I did a video earlier today. Just go to my website. What is it? Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm getting reminders that I have to go live. FortuneCookiesTarot.com. You can go there. There is a link that you can schedule into the class. It is going to be the first half of the major arcana. So those of you that already are studying, you know the major arcana is 22 cards. It's a lot to swallow all at once. I have a different way of teaching it. Instead of memorizing every little bit that's on the card, I have more of a social manner in how you get to know that major arcana and how you start to make those archetypes your own so that you can launch right into readings. I mean, that was one of the mistakes that I made when I was, a crazy little 17-year-old starting to study. I wanted to memorize every single little thing that was on the card, and I can show you. Let's just pull. And we'll bring up our card view too, so you guys have that. We'll do like a mini lesson. So if you look at this Six of Cups, there's buildings there. There's a big blue sky, color yellow, bunch of cups. There's flowers in them. The individuals have their heads covered. They're wearing red. They're wearing blue. They're wearing yellow. All of those things mean something on this card. Now, when I read for you guys, do I go through every single piece of symbology on there? No, I don't. I know I talk about the Five of Pentacles a lot and how that's the mendicants. That's just one of my favorite cards, and it's one of my favorite stories behind the cards. But a lot of these cards have really notable stories like that behind them, and that is a tool to help you read for other people. So, if you sit down and you start to learn from a book and you just try and memorize all that, like, you're going to be memorizing for a long time. So the way I do it is a little bit different. You're going to get to know the cards just like you would know people in your life, or employees, or coworkers, or brothers and sisters, cousins, friends, all that. So it's a little bit different from how other people learn it. Some people may say, oh, you shouldn't be teaching it that way, but that's the way I do it, and it works for me, and I think I'm pretty good at this. So, all right, so let's talk about what's going on in the world. So I did tell you guys I was going to take a little bit of a break from the gruesome twosome, but it seems like they've got a lot of information out there. So I'm going to hold off too much about his crazy book that he has coming out. I know there were some leaks today, which obviously were purposeful. If you guys want me to read on it, shout it out, because I will. I think we're going to go with our Housewives Tarot today. I'm like juggling stuff all over the place. Lady of the Lake, how are you, my darling? Oh, Rob, you're splitting? Rob's going to have dinner. I have to make dinner after this. I started to defrost some chicken, and I was going to make this chicken curry that I make, and the chicken is not cooperating. So burgers it is. I got to go out and grab some burger buns. So Serendip, you said please. What is that? Please take a break from them, or Will's reaction to, okay, we'll do it. All right. Big gulp of tea. I'm sorry, I slurped it again. Sorry, this mic is really good too. Okay, chicken. All right, so Primchi, I see that. Thank you. Five of Wands. He is, oh my goodness. I'm going to come down a little bit. Oh boy. So you know that whole never complain, never explain thing? I think that motto dies with William. I don't think he's going to play with that. So our Five of Wands here, he is gathering his resources. He's getting some mad players in on this game. Because let's be honest, this is a game, and it looks like he's going to bring some folks in on this and get his side out. I did have, a visceral reaction to the disclosure of that fight. Now, I have siblings, okay, and I've been in physical altercations with my siblings, and I would say similar in content to what was alleged in this book. You know, we're girls. Like I didn't get in a fight with my stepbrother or anything like that. But, you know, I think my reaction to it was like, really? Like that's what you went out and told people? It's almost like, you know, that's ridiculous. It's really like the perspective of, we all have a different perspective of a situation. So, you know, I think William is really like, that was not a big deal. And it probably was exaggerated. I know, Taz, I watched her video. They actually had a picture of Harry's dog next to the dog bowls, and they were stainless steel. So I'm not sure how they broke, but okay, maybe they got other bowls. I don't know. But this is the end. This Ace of Cups in reverse. This is the end of the relationship. He right now the door is closed. He's not doing it. And he wants to fight back. This Five of Swords here is about fighting back. It's not about laying down that weapon. It's not about you know, stopping you know, what's proceeding. It's not about fixing it. It's not about working together. This one's working about together, this Five of Wands. And this is kind of like planning and getting things back together and getting the messaging out that they want here with this King of Swords. But this Five of Swords is a destructive energy. I know, serendipity, me too. I you know, I don't blame him either. I think that's, you know, it's pretty hardcore what he's saying. Now, this is moving forward. Our Chariot card here, which I love this deck. I have to use this deck more in the new year. I always like hold back on it because I'm like, it's kind of kitschy, and like I don't want people to be like, oh, it's cartoony, but it really does read well. Cutest little Chariot card with that wood paneled family truckster. That is, you know, very clear. His message is we're moving forward. We're going to you know, move on and move away from this, because that's really what we're moving away from, is this drama and this untruth. You know, the King of Swords tells the truth, like the big truth. And these two are very interesting. This Moon in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse are both very interesting. Seven of Cups, as you know, I read it as the gaslighting card, as there's yes, Marnie, good Marnie, are you psychic too? Hi, Em, good morning. Yes, it's the revelations that William and Harry had a physical altercation. So, you know, it's that, the whole thing in the book. Let me grab some tea. Em, I hope you got your tea too. Oh, looking for that full moon coming. So when the Seven of Cups in reverse is about the gaslighting and that smoke screen, you know, you can always think about this card, the Seven of Cups. You can always think about it as smoke screen. You can think about it as, you know, dazzled by choices, a lot of choices, those things, depending on where it places. This is the smoke screen coming away. This is us seeing the whole picture. So this is the curtain coming across from the Wizard of Oz. We get to see what's behind it. And then that moon in reverse. Now, all of you know the moon card is not a super friendly card. Even though I'm a Cancerian, I want that moon card to be yay. And I, you know, just for the you know, those of you that don't know details about tarot, the Chariot is actually our Cancer card. So, you know, I don't like the Chariot, but I would rather be represented by the moon card, but it's neither here nor there. So the moon card, when it's in reverse, the moon can be lies. When it's upside down, it can be illusion, lies, you know, covering things up, making a gaslighting story, kind of like putting that magic into it. So when it's in reverse, this is about lies coming out. I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of response to this. So will there be a response? Let's shuffle a bit. I got a card that jumped out. Tell me what you think in the comments. We got a justice card. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Lady of the Lake. Yes, the moon card can also be indicates a mental illness. Again, like all of the cards, they depend on where they fall in the mix, what kinds of questions we're asking. It can be, but I think it's more going to be like telling the story a little bit better than the other one is. So legal action possibly. Let's see, we're going to get some legal action here. I intuitively don't think we're going to see legal action. Rob, I see you commenting on Facebook too. It's popping up. I don't know if you can hear the alerts. Chariot, moving away again. King of Swords. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Marnie. Five of Wands. That Ace of Swords. This does not look good for them. And Judgment again. Like, this does not look good. Page of Wands. They are going to and Queen of Cups. They are going to absolutely. I think this is time for exile. I think they're just going to make it very, very inhospitable. Like, I've been to England. I love England. Like, I never felt like England was like, yeah, like, get over here and let's give you a hug. I always felt like, like we're just going to be just so, and have a great time. And that was one of the things when Megan said in the and I didn't watch the Netflix thing because I fell asleep. But when she said everything seems so much smaller, I don't think she described that correctly. Like in the royal family and in Great Britain in general, I feel like everything is just a little bit tighter, if you will. Like, it's not so much smaller, but it's much more detail oriented, I think is a good way to put it. Whereas, like, I'm this crazy American, like, and I stand out, a mile away. Yeah, I can't, you can't take me anywhere. I'm a little bit loud. I really do have to make a conscious effort. I did travel a great deal with my parents, with my family. There's like, when I go down south, like, I'm way too much of a Yank to like really be down there. I feel like I stick out. The first time I went down there, I went to like a lion store or like Piggly Wiggly or something. And I was like, oh my God, look at the pasta they have. And like all these heads turned. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I just kind of stick out. But like when I traveled with my parents when I was a kid, they were very careful about how we conducted ourselves in other countries. And I was the youngest, so like they really had to like put their thumb down on me. So that was super fun. So I'm just yeah, Marnie, that is going to be interesting, isn't it? Let me just royal family will say. So I see your other comment here. Sharon, the newspapers will come out with the truth. Well, let's see how that's going to go with the newspapers. We'll go back up to the newspapers. And guys, I'll read for you all. Like, if you want readings, let me know. We don't just have to read on them. So let's see. I just so much like this live format better than the production videos. I may have a treat for you though. I'm working on a project with a couple other gals, so I may have an interesting treat for you guys. So and I want to talk to Alicia about it. So I'll throw it up here. So and I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but the behavior panel with Greg Hartley and Mark Bowden. I love Mark Bowden. He's so dreamy. And Chase and the other guy. Oh my God, I feel so bad. that I can't remember his name. Scott Roos. So I thought it'd be really cool to do that like with tarot readers and like have like 4 of us. I'm like totally outing it. So, you know, if somebody steals my idea, I'm going to be really mad. But I thought it would be really cool to have like the tarot panel. And we do one spread and everybody kind of gives their feedback on it. So I may do like a special fun thing and do that. So let me know in the comments if you think that'd be kind of cool. You know, we'll get a few different gals and guys, you know, whatever we can get. So so let's see, are the newspapers going to be unleashed? Newspapers unleashed. Page of Pentacles, the World. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 10 of Cups. You know, I don't know. I'm not getting that from here. I'm so intuitively what I'm getting is the king needs no shield. That's what's coming into my head. And so, you know, with the king not needing a shield. So Charles is by most descriptions very sensitive. And that there was a blurb from the book that was like, don't make my last years difficult, which is like, you know, this whole vulnerability thing, like who knows if that's true. But as a very sensitive king, he is probably conflict averse. He doesn't want to get involved in you know, really, really intense conversations, really, really intense disputes like that. So I think that this may be a moment for him. This may be the hill that he can thrive on. So right now, the majority, in my opinion, the majority call is for him to, I almost said disembody. Disembody. The call is for him to strip titles, yada yada yada, exile, whatnot. I'm getting very strong exile. Like, don't come back to England. Like, don't come back here. Don't come around here no more. Oh, God bless Tom Petty. With Tom Petty, my heart. So I'm getting the sense that Charles may let down this guard and may you know, do something a little bit different from what his mother would do. It would be very curious. It would be a defining moment in his career. It would give people a very, very different perspective of him. It would also show his loyalty to the country, and would show that he had a bit more sensitivity than his mother, than the late Queen Elizabeth. So this actually, and I'm leaning a little bit more into what would be a good move for him. So if he were to exile and stop this and kind of shut down the conversation, that is just, you know, death by 1,000 cuts. Like this campaign is just death by 1,000 cuts for the royal family. It's really terrible. I think that if he did step out of that role and step out of that silent, never explain, never complain, I think if he stepped out of that, it would be almost really changing his rule and really changing the perspective. There is some holdback here that he just doesn't quite want to do that. He doesn't want to unleash a third party on his son, because he's not going to have more control over that situation. It'll become very erratic. So, you know, the 8 of Wands is a very fast, it's not erratic, but when it's upright, it's a fast moving energy. It's a fast moving idea process rushing to the finish line. When it's upright, we are in more of a controlled state, you know, like I wouldn't say like a race car driver, but like racing down a highway. You know, you're racing down a highway, you have some kind of control. There's no turns, nothing like that. But when we're 8 of Wands in reverse, that's a very erratic an uncontrollable, unpredictable kind of energy. And I think that is the concern, that if we unleash the newspapers with whatever this story is, or whatever story, whatever truth they want to tell, I think the concern is that they won't be able to control that storyline, that plot line that's going to go out. And that brings us also to this Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I mean, we could really wind up with something much worse. And I'm thinking of the story of the monkey's paw. Those of you that don't know the monkey's paw, monkey's paw was a short story originally, and there was a short film. It was a really cool short film. There's a family that has a friend that comes over, and he has this monkey's paw from the Orient. He was in the Orient, and he tells them it provides wishes, and so they take it. And the parents, they have I guess like a young adult son, like he's works someplace. And so they wish for money, and they're holding the monkey's paw, and it twists in your hand when you make the wish. And so they're like, oh, this is great. You know, nothing's going to happen. They put it on the side. Well, like, you know, days later, the son is killed at work, and the bosses come over and they give them money. And so they're like, oh, that's terrible. So they're completely distraught. They're completely freaked out. And I think the mother wishes for the son to come back to life. And so nothing's happening for a while. And then in the middle of the night, it's like a rainy night, they hear footsteps coming up to the door, and they sense that he's coming, and like it's just pounding on the door. And so like the father's like, we don't want to see this. He worked in a factory. The son worked in a factory, and he was like ground up in the machine. I know it's really, really brutal, but so they, you know, at the last minute grab the monkey's paw and do their third wish and wish him to go back to the grave. So, but it's kind of that kind of vibe here. So story time. It's kind of that vibe that he doesn't want to set this course of action that he can't control, because he thinks that it actually would do more harm than good, and it would also put them, the royal family, kind of hand in hand with the press, and they really don't want that. They have like a cordial relationship, like it's kind of a friend that like you can, like if you went to school, it's like somebody you could borrow notes from in class, but you wouldn't necessarily study with them in your dorm. So, you know, it's kind of a distant relationship. He wants to keep, you know, a little bit of breathing room between the two of them, and not really have that hard and fast commitment. So while we're at that, let's take a look at the survivors, the Sussex survivors. Are they going to pop out? Are we going to get some stuff from them? Let's see what's going to happen with that. Are they gonna lift that super injunction? Are we gonna hear stories about, what is it? Rude. No, it wasn't combative. What did they call her? I can't remember if you guys can remember what Will's allegedly called Megan, let me know. So do we see the Sussex survivors being able to speak their truth? No, I don't think so. I think that that's going to be kept under wraps. I think the only thing we're going to hear from them is going to be like second, third hand. I think they're they've been told to keep themselves out of the fray, keep themselves preserved from having any lawsuits themselves. And I do think that they're being advised by the royal family, even if they did have, you know, NDAs or whatever. I think they're being told, you know, just stand down, play it safe for now. There's no reason to, you know, there's no reason to run and escape and go for shelter by telling this story. It's going to kick up a lot of dirt and a lot of dust, and it's going to be kind of messy. So let's see. Yeah, the rest of the world, I think. Yeah, you know, the craziest thing is that you know, this whole like online campaign of hate. You know, I mean, people, the people I know have independently chosen to just not like the behavior. And, you know, I just don't think it's a coordinated attack. I just don't think it is. But so will he go to the coronation? Well, let's look at this. Will he pledge loyalty to the king? Will he? He's still thinking about it. He's not happy about it. Actually, I'm going to take that back. He's not thinking about it. He's already thought about it. He's not going to do it. It's like it's going to be damaging to his sensibilities. He just doesn't think that, you know, he doesn't want to compromise his sensibilities. Okay. And you know, this apology that he's expecting, or has demanded, just, and I did a reading on this. It's not a private apology. He wants a public apology. He wants a public apology. Like, he wants them to do an interview together, and like, it's like some crazy stuff that they're looking for. It's not like, let's sit down and work things out. Like, they really want this public. Like, they want to do it on Oprah. They want to do it on Anderson Cooper, you know, like they want to go really, really big with this and really public. It's not a private family matter at all. It's not, for at least in their perspective. They just don't want it to be a private family matter. So let's look at, what can William do? I hate to be like the fairy in Sleeping Beauty. I can't undo the curse, but I can soften it. What can William do that's going to make things better? What can he do? 9 of Cups. That is like a live your best life card. Okay, it jumped out, so we're taking the jump out card. We'll just stick it over there. It really does say he's got to cut him out. It's really unfortunate that this is what has happened to this family. Like, he really does need to just eliminate them and just let them go their own way. Not to, that's like the 3rd song I've quoted today. You can go your own way. It's like right now he's just too far gone. Like, there's no negotiating with this individual. And, you know, just continuing to live his best life and just stick to the path. Let him do this over here. Because, you know, the thing is that, and this is partly from my own experience, you know, when you're dealing with someone who is hyperbolic, or what is it, histrionic? I go histrionic, I think. You know, when you're dealing with someone like that, the story gets better the more times they tell it. So, you know, instead of coming out of a traumatic situation and saying, well, this is what happened, this is the trauma that happened, someone who is histrionic is going to tell that story. And when that's not dramatic enough, when that's not effective enough, they're going to tell another story, and they're going to add a little bit more on there. So, you know, and we see this with our kids, you know, when they go to school and there's scraps between people at school. Well, you know, he called me a jerk. Well, he called me a freckle-faced jerk. Well, he called me a short freckle-faced jerk. And so, you know, the story will get more and more and more. There's going to be more added to it. And, you know, whether or not that's true really is dependent on the I hate to say morality, but the truthiness of the individual. So let's go, and we're going to scroll a little bit. Yeah, what was that baby brain? Like, she was, because she liked babies. Like, I don't even get that. I don't even get that. And those kids are so cute. Like, I don't know. I honestly, like, I cherish the time that I had, that I got to stay home with my kids when they were babies, and I got to raise them. A friend of ours just had his first grandson, so we were all excited. We saw pictures today. I was all gushy and got like, oh, he was so cute. Remember when my babies were so little, like that. So there are certain people that really, really cherish that. And like, I had a few girlfriends that had their kids and went back to work almost immediately after. And I was one of them. I had my own business, and I thought at 6 weeks, I was like, yeah, I'm just going back to work, single mom, raising my daughter, and I'll just leave her with a babysitter. And like 5 weeks, I was sobbing. I was like, I can't do this, so it's such a precious time, and it's so fast. It's so fleeting. You really, for anybody to, criticize that, it's really terrible. I jumped all the way to the bottom. Hang on. Oh, Aries, I saw you. Okay, let's see. Oh, and there's Deborah. Hang on 1 second, honey. Let me just scroll back up. I don't know how I got to the bottom. Okay, serendipity. You think lawyers will be involved? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's check that out. Let's see what we got there. Are we gonna get lawyers involved? Five of Cups. No, I think they're gonna walk away. I think that would be more damaging to them, and it would be a bad look for the public. So, and I think it would hand over the control and the power again to a third party. We have lawyers in there. The lawyers are going to do what they need to do. So, I think this is just like, hey, that there's blood spilled, and we're not happy. Things are not cool, and my camera is of course crooked as always. I need a V8. No, I'm kidding. So I think that if they went that route and they lawyered up and they asked for the cease and desist, I think it would be just really a bad look for the family. It would just, it would look like they were hiding something. And I think public opinion would be not so great. And it also would give that power away. So I don't think that that's going to be a move that they're going to go, because the way it's going right now, everything that they do or say is being retold through this megaphone. Did I say megaphone? I didn't even mean to do that. It's being retold. So, it's so let's see. Are there compromising photos of them doing anything? Do we have compromising photos? One from the middle, just one. Whoop. Queen of Cups. That is an interesting card. We're going to have to pull some more. Three of Swords. That's a good one. Two of Cups. Ooh, this is a weird spread right now, boys and girls. So the Queen of Cups is very passionate. So I'm wondering, and I have been wondering about this, if there are compromising photos of a more wow kind of situation. I was wondering that because of the whole Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian thing. Now, like the Paris Hilton thing, when her video came out, That was a very interesting time, because it is my understanding from my inside sources in Los Angeles that tape really was a leaked tape. However, Paris Hilton, when she couldn't stop the release of it, capitalized on it and used it to her advantage. She used a bad situation to her advantage. That's why Kim Kardashian said, well, this is a great idea. I think I'm going to do this in a few years. And her mother had her do it. Personally, I think that's a very poor way to get some attention and get some lines in the press, but that's just my opinion. You know, I am not a multimillionaire like Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton, so I don't know, and I'm too old to go that route now. But you know, I've been wondering if there's some compromising photos of them together. Now, I know there's all these rumblings about this alleged video with the Duchess. I did see one. There was somebody who had posted like a link or something to one, and it looked a lot like her. I don't think it was her. I think it was a good look-alike. I don't think it was her, because it was all of her current face. It wasn't an old face. So, just my opinion. But I'm wondering if there are other compromising photos, compromising videos, maybe not so extreme. That would be devastating. And, you know, we can play nice and everybody can be cool, or we can spin this wheel of fortune and see where we wind up. So I'm wondering if that's something that is a bargaining chip. Let's put it that way. So, okay. So yeah, great idea for the, I love the behavior panel too. I think they're really cool. Yeah. All right. So I will gather my gaggle and see what we can do. So let's see if they did. You know, I don't think that they have the substance issues that, and like, to be sure, like you know, I don't know. I don't think they have the substance issues that everyone's ascribing to them. I just don't. You know, I've done readings on it. I just don't think. Maybe in the past, like maybe, you know, because that is a thing, and it is kind of a status thing. It's still a status thing, and it didn't die in the 80s. I don't think that that's his thing at all. I think his thing is more this. So, and I think that's a, you know, big draw to going to California. It was for me. I lived out there. I was semi-pro. So, full disclosure, I was semi-pro in my 20s. But I think that it was, you know, a little more this and not this. Yeah, just my opinion. So let's see. Somebody catch her doing something like that. No. A lot of male energy here, a lot of anxiety. I think there was something that was seen. I don't think it was that, though. I just intuitively, I just don't think it was that. I think there may have been some other behaviors. I think maybe there's some behaviors and judgments on the husband because he just wasn't really behaving like a prince of the realm or like somebody who, you know, was trying to make something of himself. He was really just kind of hanging out, like playing video games and being a goofball, which if you're a prince of the realm, you can do that. If you're in the castle keep, you can, you know, have this life of leisure and go see a, you know, few store openings or, you know, go see some women's centers and, you know, oh God, like, you know, it's real. He never thought it was going to be the kind of work that it is now. And it's almost like he thought, well, money just shows up. So yeah, I think there was something else that they saw, but not that necessarily. I'd like to know what Mooringer is feeling. The writing is not Pulitzer quality so far. Yeah, yeah. So I commented on, I think, Taz's, and I was like, well, or no, I don't, was it maybe it's Duchess of North Sussex. But I said, it's not girly to like wear a necklace, but it's girly to complain about it. So let's see how our Mooringer is feeling. How is he feeling about the work that he did? There's cards running all over the place. Obviously, there's a lot of feelings because I'm sloppy shuffling all over the place. So, woo. Let me focus. Focus. Oh boy. He's not gonna write another one. He is not writing another one. This is not what he wanted. Yeah, he knows people aren't gonna like it. I don't know how that works for him. Like if he gets the payment up front, or if he gets a cut of the sales, or how that works for the ghostwriter. So he really just doesn't want to be a part of this ridiculousness anymore. I more so from seeing the responses from his professional community. So the people that are in his community are very and that's like other writers and people in the publishing house, people of power and influence in the industry, in the publishing industry. They're all questioning, like, why would you get yourself in this? Like, why would you do this? There's so many other projects you could have worked on. He's like, yeah, this was a dumb choice. I know people aren't going to like it. And this is a baby I'm going to leave in the gas station. Like, it's like the worst way to put it. But, he's just going to let this go. And I think the theme that he'll say is that, I really wanted to help. I really wanted to help him get his story out there, help him through his therapy. This was supposed to be therapeutic for him to, unload this book and get it out there. I think, that really is his perspective here. Underneath the surface, he's glad that it's over. So what can he do moving forward? He can, Moon and Sun both in reverse. Yikes. And that 5 of Pentacles, again, getting on the outside. Here's our Mendicant's card again, and the King of Swords. So the best thing that he can do, and to kind of unhinge himself, untether himself from the situation. So, what he can do to make this best is he can say, look, I wrote this the way that it was told to me. So if there are half-truths, not truths, lies, outright lies, if there are, I was writing what was being expressed to me. That was what I was doing. I'm outside of the situation now. I stand by my integrity as a writer, as someone who took on this project. But I'm not going to be a part of it any further. I see the blowback from it. I see how people are responding to it. And I'm not interested in continuing down this path. So I won't be writing any more of the rest of the books that they're contracted for, is essentially what we're going to have here. So that's, I think, really the best course of action for him. Makes the most sense. He's not going to get, he's not going to write any more of the books. So, let me see. I know that Lady C says that. I don't know. I mean, I don't get any of that. Yeah. So let's see him and his necklace, Primchi. Like, I don't have problem with guys wearing necklaces. Like my son is going through this bracelet thing. He like has all these crazy bracelets and like, yeah, it's totally cool. My husband was like, "What are you, Johnny Depp?" I was like, "No, it looks cool. Like he's got a good thing going on." You know, necklaces are cool. Like, yeah, go for it. But you know, to be like, "Oh, he ripped my necklace. He ripped my necklace." Who wrote that he ripped his necklace? The Hermit. I think he wrote it on his own. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. The Hermit. I think that was his take. His take. So, what about the? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at this. The breaking of the dog bowl and the scratches and bleeding on his back. So, I mean, you know, fun fact, like I grew up punk rock, like I had a crazy mohawk and, you know, listen to all the old school punk rock bands, you know, Black Flag, Agnostic Front, Bow Wow Wow. Like and I used to get beat to snot, like in the pit and the punk rock clubs, like, you know, just dancing around, like, and you like, you come out like you're sore, you're not like beat up. So I'm just wondering how much damage a dog bowl will do. So, dog bowl, who told that story? 4 of Cups. That's an exaggeration. That's wishful thinking on his part. And he doesn't have anything to back that up. They concoct that story together. More so her, but I think they're both in on it. So, you know, probably he did fall, and they're like, "Oh, you broke something," you know, like I have an intuitive feeling that he was grabbed and shoved, and, you know, maybe he did fall down. I don't know, you know. So I'm of an age that if someone shoves me, my son goes to hug me aggressively, and I'm like, and like fall over. I told you guys I fell off the exercise ball chair doing a reading one day. I was like, ah! It was really funny to watch it on the video. But my client was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm just reading cards on the floor now." But yeah, I think he did fall over. So yeah, I heard that too. So let's see. Did they? Oh, you know what? I'm such a dummy here. I got the cards all small. Like I'm all important. Like you guys want to see my face? You can see my itty bitty face. Crushing my head. Where are my Canadians at? So, okay. Did she write much of the book? The Witch and the Ghost. Witch and the Ghost. Witch, Ghost. Am I like saying this like regular? So 1, yes, she butted in. 2, hated everything that was going on. And she did do a lot of writing on there. Good call, Miss Serendipity. And then him, he couldn't get a word in edgewise. He did not want to tell a lot of the stories there, and he felt like he was on an island. He's not happy with the final product. He was not. But you know what? Again, his attitude was, what's done is done. There's not much I can do about it. So I'm just going to proceed. There we go. Hello, Amanda, darling. Hello. Oh, Penny, you got here too. I'm like scrolling through the comments. I don't know how he would show his face at the coronation. I thought it was awkward enough when they were at the Jubilee. I almost said the Grand Jubilee. What is wrong with me today? So I did find out my my glucose monitor that I had the sample on for 2 weeks. My insurance company is not covering it yet, so I have to get pre-authorization. So I have no idea what my blood sugar is doing right now. I do know from the monitor, though. I don't know if I told you guys. So I got diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, so I had to wear a monitor. and I'm going on a medication that is sold out everywhere because everyone's taking it for weight loss. And I have to get pre-authorization for the glucose monitor and for the medication. Like, they've sent it into my pharmacy like 10 times, and the pharmacy's just like, nope, we're not filling it for this reason. And they keep giving us one reason at a time. And I finally called my insurance company. So, yeah. So like, I know when I have a headache, my sugar's high. And when I just get like a little stupid, that's when my sugar gets low. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But the monitor had alarms going off in the middle of the night. It was really fun. So, but we'll get that straightened out. That'll be straightened out. So, let's see. We're going to get any kind of determination for the two of them for the coronation. Let's see. Let's see. And I read on this a while ago too. So let's see. Let's see. Him? Her? Oh, I'm thinking about it. The only reason he wants to go there is to secure his position and get back on the payroll. It's the only reason he wants to go there. She knows that her reception will not be good. He knows that. She knows that if she goes there, there's going to be a lot of booze. Can her ego take that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She hates that dirty old country anyway. She's not very fond of that country. So, right now, he thinks that if he goes back, he can kind of write his own check or write his own ticket, in the words of Stephen King. Stephen King says that all the time in his books, if you're not a fan. So he really thinks that he can just kind of go there and like write his own ticket, because he feels like he did the research paper. He understood the assignment. He did the research paper, and like all the facts are there. All those emotional facts are there. So, it's he's a little cloudy right now. Let's do this. Let's for fun, because this is all fun, right? We're doing fun. So let's do a little Lenormand. Let's do a little storytelling for Harry. Let's see kind of where he's at. See like where his head is at. Oh, we're at 6:30 already. Okay. Loyalty. Garden, which is social. There we go. There we go. So we have the dog, garden, lady, sun, heart. Okay. The dog is loyalty. These are the ties that bind. The garden is for all the world to see. The woman is the center. He is in orbit around her. He is just kind of dazed and in love. And I know that a lot of people are saying that marriage is over, but we have crossroads. There's no way back. There's no way back for him. Then we have the man. Key, which is problem solving, solutions, and then the moon, which are mysteries. So they're really, it's the crossroads are blocked and there's no way back. So he has no choice but to double down on this relationship. I really think that's it. I know they haven't been seen together. Maybe that's part of the PR. I don't know, but yeah, it just looks like he's going to double down on that. So anybody that was kind of hopeful that was going to split up, I don't think it is. I don't think he has a way back. So The super injunction. Let's see if we get rid of that super injunction. Not determined yet. Not determined yet. You know, this, I think the super injunction, if they take that away, it's going to be extremely damaging. I know he had said that about if he told who made the comment. But I think pulling that super injunction, there's going to be a lot of information that comes out. So I think they're still hanging on to that, because I think that's a bridge too far for the British royal family. And that is going to be their line that they're going to cross, that's not going to be retrievable. You know, they're not going to be able to restore anything. All right. So Deborah, thank you for your super chat. I'm going to switch up decks, because we got to put a little selenite on that one. Whew. Hot stuff. So we'll do super big deck for you, my dear. High Priestess. What do you know, Deborah? So the High Priestess, I'm going to leave her here for a minute. So our High Priestess is really telling us, like, the manifestation is working. So what you're doing is you are pulling him toward you. How so? Oh, he's not ready to be released from where he is. So, okay, these two cards, I have the Emperor in reverse, and then I have the Six of Cups in reverse. So the Six of Cups in reverse is, you know, having kind of a jaded view of the past. So this may be someone who is recovering from a divorce, recovering from a breakup, financially, emotionally, that kind of thing. More so emotionally, I think. When we get this card, this is a much more emotional card than some of our other suits. You know, when it's upright, that Six of Cups is, you know, playing with your cousins as a kid, like, you know, warm summer day. I always tell my students, you know, like the Sun card and the Six of Cups, like, imagine you're hanging out with your cousins at that little tiny picnic table when you're a kid. You're all in bathing suits because you've been on the slip and slide or in the blow up pool all day. You're eating popsicles. You're sticky on your arms. You're sticky on your belly, and you're having like this super sugary sweet lemonade. And the parents are all over there drinking beer out of pull top cans and smoking cigarettes like it's 1975. So you know, that's the vibe of this card. So when we turn it upside down, that's like, like, it's like the bad part. Like, for me, it's like the bad part of the 70s, like being trapped in, you know, my aunt had this green car when we were kids. It was a dark green car. And she used to take us to the Dairy Queen, and it had these plastic seats, and that were so hot. They were dark, and they were so hot when you got in there. There was not a season that those seats were comfortable. Like in the winter, they were really hard. And like you'd like get on them, and they'd be like cracking. And then when you get in them in the summer, like burn your butt right on the seat. But you know, and like cars filled with cigarette smoke, and like worst trip ever. Great to get to Dairy Queen and you get out and you have some ice cream. But so, you know, that's kind of the vibe behind this. It's like, you know, he's dealing with some baggage right now. I don't think you want him at the moment. So hang tight. That four of Pentacles tells us just to hang tight, and he's got to release that past. So like, this isn't something that you can do. So the guy that you're pulling toward you, the spirit that you're pulling toward you, is still dealing with all this hubbub, all this nonsense. Let me get you an energy card too while I'm at it. Where, you know what I did pull out? I think they wanted to come out to play my Rainbow Kipper. So maybe I'll pull one of these for you. Let's see. I have so many decks. So let's focus on what Deborah needs for this. What's Deborah need for this? Let's see about that. Because we can't, the thing is, we can't really change others. You know, we make that mistake sometimes in relationships. Long way. Main character, and there he is. There's our dude. Oh, and then there's another dude. How about that? Look at that. Or is that a woman? Oh, I think that's a woman. I'm sorry. And then court. Get another one. And good outcome. Okay, so this is good. But again, I'm getting this long way. It's going to take a long way. So I think this is like somebody who is still maybe embroiled. Oh, here, let me put good outcome up there so you can see it. I think this is somebody who's still embroiled in some kind of a breakup or healing from a breakup and just kind of processing through that. So keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep entertaining the idea of getting that person near you. And, you know, just keep focusing on that good manifestation and bringing him in. You know, keep your spirit real clean and warm and comforting and a non-chaotic place for this particular person to wind up. So these are good. I'm going to keep this Rainbow Kipper out for now. So we'll do some more of those. So what I was saying was, you know, sometimes we have people that, you know, we're like the wounded bird and we want to help them heal and correct them. And, you know, there are just sometimes spirits that are not ready for us to do any kind of healing or offer any healing or extend ourselves to them to try and help them be better. And so, you know, it's one of the things that I like about energy work is that you can send that out and kind of drip feed it to an individual that needs it, you know. And I know everybody says all the time, oh, I'm going to send you healing light. I'm going to send you healing light. I really believe that. Like, I really believe that if someone sends you healing light, it does work. Other people sometimes don't believe it. Sometimes you got to do those healings remotely and you just got to send it out there. And, you know, and one of the things that we talked about in the New Year ritual with Lori on the Zoom yesterday, Lori Williams, was about, you know, being that being of light and kind of extending that out to others. And when I do my meditations, which, by the way, like for the last 2 days, I've tried to do a past life regression morning and night, and I don't know what's wrong. Like, I guess my body is just exhausted, but like I get to the point where I breathe like for the first 5 minutes I'm asleep and I don't even get to do my past life regression. But last night I had some crazy dreams after, like I still have my eye mask on and I had some crazy dreams, but I haven't gotten a really good past life. Like, I love past life regression. So, you know, those of you that aren't into it, it's really, really cool. So tonight I'm going to try and do, I've been doing the audio one. But tonight I think I'm going to do the DVD, the visual one, because I think I stay awake a little bit more for that. So, so serendipity, let's once the book comes out, let's see if the titles are going to be removed a couple days later. Well, that's going to be a future question. Actually, all right, you asked me twice. So I don't know if they're going to do that just yet. Hang on. And you know what? We'll switch over to, I need longer arms. Dear Santa, I need longer arms. So let's see if Charles, we'll go through everybody. Let's see what the vote is for removing titles. What is the vote? Family vote. Let's take a vote. I so want them to have like a bowl with like balls and like they blackball people. Like, I just want them to have that. All right. So Charles taking the titles now. What does Charles think? 6 of Cups. He's thinking about the past. He's being nostalgic. He's like, yeah, we can't do that. It's not really cool. How about Camilla? Camilla, yeah, let's not do that. Let's be generous. Let's be nice. They're just crazy kids. I'm sorry, I slurped my tea. William. William says, I know I can't do this, but I am voting in the negative. He is burning down the house. Catherine. Catherine does not feel equipped to make that decision. She doesn't want to make that decision because she is not a blood royal. So let's look at Beatrice. What does Beatrice think? Beatrice says he's misbehaving. Younique. She doesn't want to offer up an opinion either. Sophie. Sophie says wait and see. Edward. Edward's another wait and see. Like-minded people. And then Andrew. He's just out of the mix. And how about Princess Anne? I am not surprised that Princess Anne got an off with their head kind of vibe on this. She's like, you're out. So that's right now. So we have to remember this is a super volatile situation. They are probably going to go through many different levels of opinions on this. So I think all the Dukes, yes, they are. Whether they're present at the coronation or not. Oh, so this is more of a technical question and not a psychic question. Will he pledge allegiance from afar? Will he pledge allegiance? Will he have his own coronation? Nope. No, he doesn't want to do that. Oh, he's going to offer up. He wants to go to this. Like, let's not pretend that the rest of us don't want to go to this. Like, I'll be honest. I would have loved to have been there for the Jubilee, the funeral. I told you guys my nephew was in the Queen's Guard, so my former brother-in-law and sister-in-law, who I adore, they got to go to all that stuff. They went to the concert. They had a great time. It was really, that's my son's father. It's from Scotland. His brother still lives there with his wife. And I absolutely adore them. They are really, really superb people. They're super fun and super awesome. But they're funny because they made fun of me when I watched William and Kate's wedding. I got my daughter, she was little, and we got all dressed up and we wore fancy pajamas and we had tea and we watched it first thing in the morning, bright and early in the morning. And they were like, what are you doing that for? So my sister, my former sister-in-law, Tracy, her comment was when I told her I was doing that, she was like, ugh. And I said, what? Like, it's a royal family. It's so cute. It's like pomp and circumstance. She goes, it's one more to keep. So she sounded more Irish. She's Scottish. She sounds Scottish. I was like, oh my God, it's one more to keep. They got to pay for one more. But yeah, I think he's going to pour on that secret sauce to try and soften this up. I think he wants to go because he misses being there. Like, let's face it. But I like, who wouldn't want to be there for it? So the prince title, it's my understanding academically, it's my understanding that since he was born a prince, he doesn't lose the prince title. And so she becomes, if they do lose the dukedom, the duke and duchess titles, then they become Prince Harry and Princess Henry. So she'll be Princess Henry then. So that really they, you know, I'm not a people in hell want ice water. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, you know, I think he is a little confused. Tarot Destiny, I owe you a text message, and I am so sorry. I just realized like this afternoon that I didn't text you back, and I'm terrible. So I will hit you up a little bit later. Unless you want me to do a reading right now for you, or we could do it privately. We could do it privately, sweetie. No, I don't think. Yeah, I think they're very different people with different lives, and it's just a move on kind of thing. So he and his wife will never stop attacking the family, even if they are completely cut off. Yes, I agree with that, but I think that that is the best response to it, that they just kind of get out of there. Oh, baby brain. She was crying because she was hormonal, which is like so super sexist. You know, like I was the first person to say, oh, you know, I'm hormonal. I got some things going on. But, you know, to like kind of say, oh, well, she's on her whatever, and that's why she's acting erratically. Like, you know, what are we, Victorian age? Like, you know, I can say that about myself, but I, you know, like that for a feminist, like that's incredibly, and like, don't tell me it's like following the science, because it's not. So I'm just looking. Yeah, I don't know. I think they caught her in something else. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, so Princhy, you're in the United Kingdom. Like what is like the vibe on the street there? Like I honestly, like I know very few people that are enthused about them. Like most people are like, oh God, they're terrible. I do know somebody who watched the Netflix thing and was like, oh, they were treated so badly, but it's somebody who hasn't been following it, and who's only hearing that side of the story and isn't like seeing everything that's going on. So, that is the wife, or another word that starts with W. So, oh, hi, Mira. I am a new sub. I don't like mental health frequencies. That so you know, I can't really help with that. So like the way that I read cards is just to kind of guide you along. So you know, anybody that says like they're gonna, you know, wave a magic wand and help you spiritually, you know, and it's funny because like I broadcast to Facebook as well, or yes, Facebook, and I always get these people that are like, oh, I have a magic solution for you, please inbox me for a true reading. I know where your true love is. And it's like, holy moly, like, you know, just chill out. But let's do this. Mira, is it Mira? Am I saying that correctly? I hope I'm saying that. Or Myra? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm gonna call you M. Wonderful M. So let's just kind of give you a pep talk. We're gonna give you a pep talk through tarot cards. So this is, and I'm going to give you an energy card too when we do this. It's a change your vibration card. It's really, really cool. So sit tight. So best advice for you, best thing. So taking your life in hand, taking your things that you want to do. So you know that saying, like, the idle hands are the devil's playground. Okay. So this is something that can help you. When you are idle, we get, you know, there's time where we can just kind of get those thoughts that are like rotating and kind of tumbling around in our head. So create a project of some sorts. It could be anything. It could be a writing project. It could be a painting project. It could be a Lego set. It could be a book on baking that like you just want to sit down and like kind of go to that. And when you get into that cycle of where you're kind of like overthinking or getting hung up or you know, I don't want to say obsessing because that sounds terrible, but like you know, that actually is like the description. But like when you start to like obsess on something, this can be a project or a thing that you can go to and you can kind of focus on that and let that take you away. You know, the keys for me would be to, and for some reason baking is coming. I don't know if you like to bake. You know, I love to bake bread. I haven't done it in the longest time just because I have 2 full-time jobs, so like my plate's a little full. And I really shouldn't be eating bread because I'm chubby. So you know, baking bread, one of the things, it does take a practiced hand. So, you know, you're not supposed to knead bread until like your arms hurt. You're supposed to knead it just enough. So like this is something that you could, it's a skill and a practice that you can hone that really is very therapeutic. It's hands-on. You have to pay attention. You have to use your smell. And you know, it's very little overhead to do this, and you get to eat your product. So you could get a really great baking book and like try that. I don't know if you're into baking. You may not be. You might like cupcakes. I don't know. Like I could be like sending you off into a world of glucose monitoring, like I'm doing. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you know, like baking bread. You know, doing a sculpture. You know, something that wouldn't require too much overhead, but something that is readily available that you can go right to in your house is a practice that can kind of get you out of that. It's something that is productive. Don't use cleaning. Like when I was younger and I had some mental stressors when I was younger, I used to clean and I was a little bit obsessive and crazy about it. So I would, you know, just like get down on the floor and like clean out cracks with like toothbrushes. And I would feel great after it was done. But, you know, is there a reward there? Yeah, I guess there is. But it's a lot of work and you don't really get to like kind of sink into it. I mean, you could sink into a nice clean sheet bed, but I feel like, you know, like some kind of baking would be really good for you. So that's just my opinion. I don't know, but I think that, you know, having those practices where you can do like a recursive task where you start, process, and finish, and then have this cool thing at the end of it may be very helpful to you. It's just bread came right to mind. So I don't know. You may not like bread. You may know somebody down the street that likes bread though. And that could be like a mitzvah that you do. You know, you could bake bread and pass that off to the little old man who's the little widower down the street who doesn't have a wife, and would be like, oh, this is great. I got some rolls. You know, you could do that. Let's give you an energy card too. This is a change your vibration card. These cards are supposed to give you some guidance where you can kind of lift up your vibration, elevate it, become a bit more whole, become a bit more in tune with the universe. We'll give you one for your head. I call back my power. So this is really important. We are not powerless. Even in our moments of profound weakness, we still have the ability to draw that power back to us. It doesn't, you know, somebody said in the New Year's thing that I was in yesterday, the past is something to learn. So profound and so awesome. The past is something to learn from. Don't live there. So even if, you know, your whole life got turned upside down by something, you can call that power back. It's never gone. It's always here. It's right in the middle of you. Call that power back and use that and channel that into something as simple as baking bread, as making cupcakes, as, you know, like becoming a sandwich artist, like, you know, get some lunch meat and be a sandwich artist, make a really beautiful sandwich. You guys can tell, like, I really love food. You know, you could, you know, just you call that power back and manifest it. I love doing a vision board. And I have little canvases in our house. You know, you can buy canvases, they're really cheap. And I have like all kinds of like goodies, like scrapbooking stuff and washi tape and glitter and glue and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I love doing vision boards. I don't have a million of them. I have one in my office right now, but I've done others and just kind of gotten rid of them because, you know, I manifested what I needed. The vision boards are really great. That's like a great outlet for something like this too, to kind of infuse all of that energy into your vision board. Now, what does your heart need? Your head needs to call back power. Your heart needs to know you're surrounded by angels. So you've got that power around you. You've got guidance. You've got people smiling on you. Accept that, you know, understand that they're there for you. The universe is a grand place, and it's a place that, like, sometimes I have, because I do teach too. Sometimes I have students that say, "Well, I just can't tap into that greater universe or my ancestors or my angels or whatever," and I tell them, like, we all can do that. If you just quiet yourself, you can tap into that and you can hear all of these amazing voices and the support from your ancestors around you. It's right there. It's right there. You just have to reach out and grab it. So what does your shadow self need? Shadow self, I am grateful for the earth. Okay. So the earth is what binds us. It's what holds us here. Gravity holds us here. You know, we're an amazing product to be scurrying around on this globe. Okay. We're, you know, intelligent and capable, and we can develop new things and we can do all kinds of neat stuff. And you can get in a Tesla, or you can get in a boat, or you can get in an airplane, or you can go swimming. You know, there are all these things that you can do as a human on this planet. So, you know, be grateful for the, you know, accident of birth that you came to being as a human, and not as you know, like an earthworm. You know, an earthworm probably has a great life. They're probably having a great time down there. They don't have to pay taxes. They never have to pay rent. And they have all the food they want around them. Rainy days probably when they scoot out onto the sidewalk is not so great, but you know, we have to, you know, give that gratitude back. And I have every day, and I sent this to one of my buddies at work, I have my 5-minute journal here. And what this is a gratitude journal. It's actually a more expensive one. I got it in one of my subscription boxes, and then I was like, oh, I really love it. And I went to go buy one. I was like, oh, they're really expensive. It was like $16 or $20 or something. But it gives you, you know, the date. It gives you a little, you know, little proverb there that you can, you know, word of the day, quote of the day. One thing that can solve most of our problems is dancing, James Brown. So they have a variety of people that do it. What I'm grateful for, 3 things. You do this part in the morning. What would make today great? Your daily affirmation. And then at night, you kind of look back. And I have one on my work desk and I have one upstairs, and, you know, hopefully I hit it and I actually do some gratitude work. Cause like that is something that in a fast-paced world, a lot of us don't do, is we don't take that time to have gratitude. And again, yesterday in Lori's workshop, the whole first 10 minutes, we were all just kind of thinking and focusing on gratitude. And you know what, one of the exercises that she did was she said, everybody close your eyes. And we can all do this right now. I'll heist this from her. Everybody close your eyes. And I want you to think of the one thing that you're really grateful for. It can be your cat, can be your family, can be your home, can be that sweet Mercedes, you know, that you have, or the M-Class BMW you have sitting in the driveway. You know, just one thing that you're grateful for. And I want you to focus on that. I want you to feel the joy that brings to you. All right. So when we feel that joy, that is that radiance that you should start every day with. And that's what we do with the gratitude journal, is we just feel that joy for the one thing that lights up our life. For me, it's like, I got a few different things that light up my life, but you feel that warmth and you feel that gratitude in your chest, and you let that radiate out. And that kind of positivity and that kind of manifestation of energy is going to not only shine out of you, and it's going to be noted by everyone that you encounter during the day, but people are going to hear it through the phone. They're going to see it in your YouTube video. They're just really going to tune into it, and it's definitely catching. There's so much negativity in the world, and it's definitely catching. So, you do want to make sure that, you really start your day with that positive vibe, and you just kind of manifest that. So, hi, Robin's. Maya, I hope that was good. I hope I did well for you. By all means, come back. We're a great group here. Everybody's really nice. It's a nice little community that we've built together. So, hopefully we'll see you back here, and hopefully you're going to improve. So every day, just, start baking bread and just feel positive, like that's, I know it's like, it sounds so simplistic, and I hope I'm not coming off as flip. I hope I'm coming off as sincere. I am sincere. So, but welcome. We're glad to have you. And I hope the rest of your week goes great, and I hope things just keep getting better and better. So I'm going to be wrapping it up soon, but I want to get through the list. So, hi, Amber, you can have a reading. I hope you're still here. And Robin's Reflections, I see you up there. Hi, Robin's Reflections. So, Amber, let's see. We got Knight of Cups, Temperance, and okay, so who's this dude? This dude who is not making you happy all of the time. So this is when we get those Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, I always tell everybody they're like the frat boys. The Knight of Wands is jumping, he's doing stuff, he's building the tree house, he's doing all kinds of crazy things. The Knight of Cups is our dreamer. He really is just, kind of dreamy, and may I ask you to dance? But when he's in reverse, he's a little out of sorts. He's not the best boyfriend. He's not the best company. He's not the best partner. And it's very erratic behavior that's very disruptive. So what do you need? You need to make up your minds. You need to decide what is going to work from you. And if it is the right choice to uncouple from this person, you should move ahead. Don't listen to the crowd. Okay. So if there are people that you are friends with that say, oh, but we're all couples and it's going to mess up the whole group of friends, don't listen to that. You need to do what's best for you. And sometimes that means moving on, like that 8 of Cups. So I don't know if I was hitting that correctly. I'm sorry if you're going through that, because it did sound, not great, not a great spot to be in. But sometimes we got to move on. Sometimes our energy starts vibing differently from somebody else, and we gotta move on. All right. So bye, Sharon. Sharon split. From G. It's girly. I can't remember who said it, but it was so funny. So you know what? I think he did at first, and then I think we're talking about the ghostwriter. I think he did it first, and then I think he was like, I think professionally, yes, it's a hit to his reputation. Celtic Rune, my darling, Happy New Year. Good to see you here. Oh, Sunny girl. You are naughty, Sunny girl. So, yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. So let me see. Oh, thank you, Lady of the Lake. Thank you. So sing it. Cried all the way to the bank. You got that right, sugar. So no, actually, I think this is about me. So yeah, but you guys know I work for an insurance company, so I have great insurance, and Gregopedia, he has his own insurance. Is actually more cost effective for him to stay on his. So we'll eventually make some changes to that. Oh, Jay Marcus, do me a favor and email me. Give me the scoop on that. fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. Email me. Now, I'm half Italian. How do I live without carbs, Sunny girl? Oh, body. I have body pains now. So, okay. Oh boy. Wow, 50 pounds. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Wow, everybody's got all these side effects and everything. Primchi, pre-diabetic team, pre-diabetic. Wow, look at everybody. Hey, James, first time. Let's throw you some cards, fella. So, Deborah, I think you're talking about this deck. This deck is the Merry Melodies. It's cool, right? It's a fun little deck. So, James, sometimes we need to look in the rear view mirror to find what we're looking for. So I have a feeling that there is a relationship in your past that you kind of walked away from. And it looks like, if you just kind of look backward, that particular relationship may not be the same kind of relationship that it was previously. You may have a very pleasant surprise, and it may be nice to be back where you were having a good time there. But there's definitely some changes. So I don't know if that person has changed or if you have changed, but it definitely is an interesting place for you to go back to. Hang on one second, guys. All right, we got special guest walking in. Shelly, come on down. Got all kinds of tarot readers showing up, coming in. So James, if there is a relationship from your past that you're thinking about, I heard, honey, you can send her down. Thank you, darling. So if there's a relationship from your past that you're really thinking about maybe getting back into or you're pining away for, I say make that phone call, send that text, see what happens. What's the worst thing that happens? You buy a cup of coffee? What is that? A few bucks? Or if you go to Starbucks, like $65 for a cup of coffee. So I'm going through. Wish you could find a great girl for your youngest son. All right, we can work on that. We can work on that. Let's see. We find a great girl for your youngest son. Where are we going to find that? So we've got a little bit. My kids are all yelling for Shelly.
Children?
Okay.
No children allowed. Where's Greg?
Greg's at work.
Yeah, work today.
Shelly comes to see me too.
No, it is.
Grab one of the folding chairs and come over.
You can't, right?
Yeah, Angus, help her with the folding chair.
It's okay.
So I still have to feed my children. So
I left.
So watch out. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Come on all the way in. So you never know what's going to happen here on Fortune Cookies Tower. Here, you know what? If you move this, I can just move the camera a little bit. And
Okay.
This will be easy.
Guest.
So there we go. Special guest.
Special guest. I didn't know you were still doing mine.
Yeah. I got stuck. This is my girlfriend, Shelly. Shelly's a reader too, so she can read with me. So as far as like finding a girlfriend for, what did you say, your youngest son, Tarot Destiny? So I don't think he's quite ready yet. There's, it looks like he's still trying to figure things out, like trying to figure out which direction he's going to go in, what's going to be the best direction for him. And I think, with time, he's going to come through. We're going to get him somebody, but right now the pickings are slim. Like I always say that, like when we get this Hierophant card, in reverse, like the pickings are slim. Like he's just not finding anyone that floats his boat. So don't worry. He'll get there. He'll get there. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Nikki, hang on. So what else do we have? Let's see. Chris Owens, there is no list. We're just kind of going down the chat. But I am going to be wrapping it up soon. Shelly and I are going to start having a drink.
Oh,
and
yes.
I gotta make hamburgers for the kids. I gotta go get. We have to run to the store.
Okay.
Are you okay for a little bit? Okay, good.
Okay.
What? All right, you pay attention to the cookies.
12 minutes.
All right, you're watching them?
Yeah. Well, I can't watch them if I can't move my neck.
Oh my God! Go upstairs and watch the cookies. So we had a fundraiser for one of the kids, like one of their sporting things. And we bought like a ton of these chocolate chip cookie buckets. So like 5. Oh, you can take one home. You can make cookies for your kids. Yes.
You
take
mean
one
for me?
I have like 5 tubs of cookies. Ed's gonna kill me.
It's okay.
It's gonna be like, who brought this poison in the house?
So
So,
excited.
so let's see if Chris Owens asked a question. Oh, okay. Chris Owens said, well, we'll pull some cards for Chris. I don't know if you're still here, Chris. Let's see what we got. I just figured out what this is about. Okay. Oh, Chris, everything's great. What are you looking? Oh, everything's really good. You're making money. But you haven't found that woman of your dreams. You haven't found someone who is going to kind of walk that walk with you. Keep looking. She's out there in the world someplace. And also you could ask like matchmakers if you're not finding that teammate that you're looking for. So there we go. I don't know if he's still here. So seminar, didn't I read this like last week?
Yeah.
Is Harris not back yet? What is he waiting for? We'll pull the we'll do this. See if we can get something with this rainbow kipper. Did you ever see these?
No, they're super cute.
Yeah, these are fun.
Like
So
the Wheel of Life.
it's a wheel of life. Just in case, this is rainbow kipper. That was my crazy son sticking his hand in for some reason. He's ridiculous. It's my ridiculous child walking around with a neck stretcher on.
Why do you have them?
It's Greg's.
My neck sucks.
I probably need that bad boy with my slip disc.
Shelly, do you want to go snowboarding with the
Angus, get out of here.
No, I have bad back. No good.
Ski?
Oh, So, Semina, you have the things that he wants, okay? And this is you in the middle. Don't let the communication be your prison. So if you want to reach out to him, reach out to him. You know, so many people, military person. So many people say to me, I just want the man of my dreams to come to me, and they don't do the work. So I have something very interesting in the hopper right now that I'm trying to do, and everyone's saying manifest it, everything's good. My friends that read, they've read cards for me, and they all keep telling me you have to be patient. But I said, I can't be patient. I need to do something. So I went through a couple of different avenues and I made some contacts with the source that I'm trying to get to. So kind of like you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet your source? Did you meet him? Oh, okay. So it was not in. So you know, sometimes we have to sit there and not wring our hands and wish, because if you wish in one hand and you ish in the other hand, you're gonna have a whole bunch of ish. So if you want to reach out, I would reach out. Serendipity, thank you so much, my darling. Yeah, like that was pretty dumb, wasn't it? That was a dumb move. So let's see what we see. We'll put this there and pick these up. Ooh, that's very dumb. I don't know if I believe it. Let's see this. Sloppy shuffle. Everybody have a drink. My freezing cold tea. Oh, my daughter's going to kill me. She's hungry.
Yeah, I was like, what are you making? You cooking some? He's like, cookies.
We're making burgers. Oh, no. I was going to make chicken curry, but my chicken was frozen.
Oh.
So does he realize that he opened himself up for attacks? No, he thinks he is safe, which is the complete opposite of everything that he's been saying. So did he actually do what he said? No. No. Did he do any of what he said? Yes, I think there was some things that went on, maybe some, you know, I don't know. Maybe he's talking about video games. I don't know. Like he did play a lot of video games there. So
Probably.
I didn't see Trevor Colt's take on that, so I'm dying to see Trevor Colt's take on it. So I'm sure Trevor is not going to be very gentle about it. All right, Tarot Destiny, my darling, my darling. I'm sorry you are having a rough go. I'm going to give you actually, no. You, my love, get the Star Tarot. So, Janice, this is going to sound really weird, but your insides are like Jell-O. I know that's like the strangest thing I've ever said to anyone. So what I'm getting on you energetically is that, so we have our energetic self. We have that the light and the electricity self, the spirit, and then we have the meat puppet, which I always talk about the meat puppet. Right now, yours are in conflict. they're not coordinated. So, and that's okay. All right. That's, that's something that happens when we start to tune in really like significantly psychically, or when we're denying being tuned in psychically and we get very physical. So we'll get out of sorts, we get out of balance. It happens to all of us. It's happened to you too, right? So for me, what happens when I get out of sorts is I get incredibly nervous. I get incredibly jittery. I can't think. It's like I'm just very electrified. So it's almost like that energetic self is like shaking so much and vibrating so much that it's interfering with the meat puppet. How's your meat puppet?
Pretty aligned. I've been chakraing it up.
So, and that's exactly what I was going to say. So, the Dr. Joe Dispenza aligning the energy, oh God, what does he call it?
I can't remember.
It's aligning the energy sources. I would tap into that. Find that meditation on it's a chakra balancing that he does. Any kind of chakra balancing is going to help you, but also I in your practice, I don't know if you're grounding yourself. So, you could be getting downloads, you could be getting all kinds of stuff. Make sure when you're practicing, you go out and you ground yourself. For me, a heavy grounding, like really good, I just go outside and I put my feet on the ground. It's that simple. Put my hands on the ground, whatever I got to do. Sometimes this is really super intense. You lay all the way down on the ground and just let that earth kind of cuddle you up and embrace you. Also, what works for me is a shower. The touching the earth is much better. I actually have like a specific spot, which is like right in front of our septic tank. I'm not kidding. It's right in front of where the septic tank the cap is.
Okay, still
I mean,
around.
it's not like the leach field or anything, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It's like the bottom waste, but it's right out like this sounds so gross, like we have a septic tank in our front yard. I walk out the front door and it's like a little patch of ground right there, and that's like my grounding spot. And I sweep all that energy out of the house with me. I think that's going to serve you very well. Balance those chakras through meditation, and do heavy meditation. Like me, like I've sucked at meditation the last couple of nights. I just told you guys all the past life regressions I've done, I fell asleep. I just fell asleep before I got anywhere. I'm not even getting like on the mountain where like Dick Sutphin like walks you down the mountain. Not even getting there. It's so sad. But that's really what's going on. You're just imbalanced with that spirit and the flesh. Don't get freaked out by it. Okay. Knowledge is power. This is the first step. The Seven of Swords, this is not like the sneaky snacker, like Alicia talks about in this particular deck. It's not this card. It doesn't really have like those really intense negative cards, because there's just so many layers to them. This is all that knowledge up there. Look at that guy. That's like a super amount of knowledge. And here's the conflict that we get into when we're starting to fill that cup intellectually, when we start to fill that cup spiritually, we start to get too much. It's like you're filling up the library and you have too many books, and now they're stacked on the floor, they're getting dusty, they're on chairs, they're on a table. You just need to take that step back and don't extend yourself to any other practices at this point. Get really good at that grounding practice and start balancing those chakras. It's going to be hard at first. Like I have, sorry TMI, but I do have some fibroids, and I always have trouble with the chakra that's there. I always have a lot of trouble getting it to spin and getting that energy to really flow. And that's been for the last few years. Like it just doesn't flow as much as the other ones. That pineal gland is like a rocket ship though. Like wow, so that one just doesn't flow as well. So you may find when you do that meditation, and I'm pretty sure I think it's the charging of the energy centers that Joe Dispenza calls it. Do a quick Google on YouTube when we're done, and just see if you can find that, the balancing or charging of the energy centers, Joe Dispenza. And I think that that's going to take you a long way. I think you're going to be able to sort out all of that, and it really just feels like your energetic self and your meat puppet are in misalignment. So this is not forever. This is not something that's forever. You just need to grab that power and get it into a much better place. And that's really it. And when we have these awakenings, when we do energetic work, when we start to get really into our psychic stuff, we've run into these potholes, so to speak. We've run into circumstances where it's a little bit hard to focus. It's a little bit hard to kind of get your ground, and it happens in all aspects of our lives. But when you're doing energetic work, when you're doing psychic work like this, it takes on a different level, and it gets a little bit crazy. So you really do want to just kind of slow down your practice. And there are situations where you have to take care of yourself. Like you really want to advance in your practice, you really want to do well at your practice, but sometimes you have to turn all that energy inward and be a little selfish with it. Shelly did that. Shelly took like a year off.
Yeah.
It was like a year off, and she just kind of chilled out and did her own thing. And I asked her, I said, "You want to come back and do readings?" And she was like, "No, I want to hog it all up to myself." And I was like, "Okay, that's good." It's not going to go away. So the thing when you watch people in movies and they hit their head and they lose their psychic powers, it doesn't really work that way.
No, it's like riding a bike. You always have it.
Yeah, just
You just gotta get back into it.
yeah, you just gotta get back into it. Or stretching, it's like yoga. Sometimes you can put your feet on your head. I can't do that, but sometimes you can put your feet on your head. But I can't do that now. I'm like a disaster. So, did you watch The Intelligence of Cats on Netflix? Dude, it's so awesome.
A little bit and then I fell asleep because
they show you the cat spine, and it's got all these cushy things in between. And I was watching it with Ella, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need a spine like that."
So you can be extra elastic.
Yeah, I just want to be extra elasticy. So Tarot Destiny, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit more guidance. But I do owe you a text message back. So we'll over the weekend, let's see if we can get together. We'll do a I think I'm going to start using Teams instead of Zoom. I think Teams is a much better picture. It's just my opinion. One of my clients is like an IT superstar, so I was actually going to ask her what platform she likes to use. So, also if you need something. Oh yeah, Jasper stones, yeah, for sure. And you know what? Definitely. I don't know if Alicia still has a code up, but yeah, definitely do that. And so Tarot Destiny, I'm going to give you a one of these as well, baby doll. I love this deck. This is the Raise Your Vibration Oracle, and this is on the Hay House site. You can get that from Hay House. I got it in the Hay House Card Club deck club. It's a 4 times a year thing. So but you can get this deck there if you'd like.
Super pretty.
It's super pretty, and it's super in tune. I just love the messages of it. So the theme for 2023 for all of us guys is I'm really going to try and give you guys a lot of value for your time, because just spending time here with me is that's great. I really like doing this, and just you guys spending your time, it's really great. And I meant what I said before. We have a really great community on here, and I really like my ride or dies, like Serendipity and Celtic Rune and Deborah, you're new ride or die, Tarot Destiny, Penny, you guys like have made this channel so cool. So like, I just want to make sure that I don't just do like gossipy fun readings. I want to make sure that I give back to you guys, and like I give you guys some good info and some good vibes. So all right, so Tarot Destiny, we got in your head, it's okay to feel what you need to feel. It's always right. It's okay to feel what you feel. In your heart, you are not alone. And I think I can say, like you and I now, like we text and we're in contact. Everybody here in the community is so supportive of everybody else. It's like really great. Like we never have like, I'm gonna jinx myself right now. We never have like creepy trolls that are like, "Meow," like come in here and yell. We have a pretty cool supportive community. So I think it's great. And shadow self. This is what you need to know. My aura is magnetic to golden opportunities. So all of this, and I don't want to call it angst because that sounds like it kind of, sorry, I dropped some lotion. I dropped the lotion in the basket. I don't want to call what you're experiencing angst because it's not angst, but it kind of has that, like foundless feeling to it. So, we can kind of call it angsty as a description, but not as a noun. So, the things that you're feeling, even though you are out of balance and out of sorts, you can still bring in that positivity and that golden deliciousness that we can get out of the universe. Like you can visualize that. Remember what I said before to Myra or Mira. I don't know. I wish I had the correct pronunciation of that. It was a beautiful name, Mirah. How would you say that? Mira. I like Mira. So, close your eyes, think about the things that you're grateful for, feel that feeling of gratitude, that feeling of love, that generation, and manifest that in your chest, and then let it radiate so that you have like this egg of golden, positivity and good stuff floating all around you. Just do that. And listen, I am a bitch on wheels during the day at my day job. Like I have to be. Yeah. Shelly's like, no, you're not. No, that's like one of the things Gregopedia says, because my office is in his man cave, and he's like, I don't like work, Anna. He likes this work, Anna, but he doesn't like day work, Anna, because day work, Anna can get really bitchy, and she can get really tough with the people that she has to get tough with, and she's trying to get things done. So it's very different from what I do here. Chop is exact. So, it's hard for all of us to manifest that at all times, but I'm trying. I'm still a student. We're always students. Like no one's an expert. Like, I'm pretty good.
You're amazing.
I'm amazing. I'm not amazing. I didn't even make my kids dinner yet. So this is what I think. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, we can pull it in a little bit. We got to figure out what's going on with the lighting here. Because if you guys could see the lighting, like Shelly, she walked in, she was like, holy moly. No, it's from this. We'll eventually get it right. I need like a serious professional, but thank you so much, Tarot Destiny. You didn't have to do that, sweetie pie. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. So call your power back. That's why I tell my dog he has a great life. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I think we are going to check out. I don't know. We do have a nice community, right? Right? Yeah, we have a nice community. It's oh, there we go. It really is, and I'm grateful every day, like that Alicia, talked me into she really encouraged me to do the YouTube channel, and Shelly too. Shelly was another one. Shelly was like my first few shows. She was like, "You're great," and I was like, "I look like a dork." And like, you guys can go back and like watch my first videos. Like I didn't even have like the overhead camera. I was like, just like, here I am. So your friend has yeah, you know what? For the first time in my life, I talked to a rep at an insurance company and she was awesome. She was actually, her name was Kat. And she was so awesome. I was like, listen, is there any way, and I do this a lot. Like I said, is there any way I can, give you like a review or anything like that? I said, can I, get your direct manager's email or whatnot? And she said, actually, there's a survey at the end of it. Thank you so much. And, I told her I basically, have to do the same thing. I'm on the phone, fighting with people about insurance. And she said, I can give you my direct manager's phone number. And if you want to leave her a message, I can. So I did that. She was incredibly knowledgeable, spent about 48 minutes on the phone with me going through all of my prescription coverage. It really was tremendous. I mean, she like went above and beyond like what she needed to do. And I was like, you understood the assignment. You knew exactly what your job was. And it was great. Oh, the blue and gold. Deborah, this was such a weird thing. And if I ever see them again, I will grab an extra deck. These were at
They are so big.
they're so big, right? And I love blue and gold. Blue and gold are my favorite colors. And I saw them at like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something. And I was like, oh, there's a $4 tarot deck. I could always use an extra tarot deck because I don't have enough behind me. And I grabbed them and they read really well on here. So the last time I was in there, they did have another deck. And I think I still have the box. If I still have the box, I'll take a snap and send it over to you. But they were like $4. I was like, how did I go wrong?
Yes.
I know, it's like the story of my life, right? Dr. Priya. Let's see. I can do real quick. I can unable to get a job. Okay. Oof. In Litchfield. Well, are you actually a doctor? So I can tell you the when. Let me do the when. See what kind of time frame we get here. You're about midway in the process. So the mama thing is coming up. Okay. So the planning for baby thing, you're going to have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to get a job or do you want to get a baby? Because the baby is a full-time job. So Shelly's got babies. She knows. 2 of them. She's got 2 crazy babies. Our friend Bob had his first grandchild.
Oh,
this is the cutest thing. I'll show you a picture when we're done. He's so cute. So yeah, you have to decide what's going to bring you more joy. And I think it is the baby is going to bring you more joy. And I think that once we get, and I know that sounds crazy. Like I'm telling you, go have a baby. The energy has to go in one direction. You have to consolidate that energy into a destiny. So if it's a job, you got to focus on getting the job, or you have to focus on getting to having the baby. That really is what's going on here. So I wish you best of luck. I love being a mom most of the time. Sometimes I don't. When my son is down here with a neck brace on like a lunatic because he doesn't need it.
Fart noises.
I am making fart noises. I have 2 of the most amazing kids, and I actually manifested them because they are exactly the children I wanted to have. So I'm very lucky in that respect. But so you have to decide which direction you want to go, and then focus that energy, and it's going to start to come toward you. So I think that's the best thing. Yes, I think she is going to go back into the survivor thing. I think if the marriage breaks up, I think she's going to go back into I have to deal with so much abuse. Oh, not allowed to say that word on YouTube. Yeah. Whoops. So, we're going to have to see. I think, there's a lot of stuff that, bye, Sari. There's a lot of stuff that, is hanging up in the air. Oh my goodness. So let me see. Okay. Info Entertainment, my darling. How are you? So I'm trying to log off, guys. So if I didn't get to you, I'm going to do a live over the weekend. I'm going to do Saturday, I think. So you can look for that. So what's coming up for travel in 2023? 7 of Wands. You've got to make up your mind where you're going. So you're quite comfortable and happy at home, believe it or not, right now. It looks like home is going to be a better choice for you. Even though you like kind of vagabonding and, oh, I'm sorry, we can't really see that. Even though you like the vagabonding and kind of like going on an adventure, home may be a better place for you. So keep an eye on that. Let me see if I can get a job shifted from India to the Netherlands. Oh, I love the Netherlands. Whoa. I know. I love all that cheese. All I can think about is cheese. I get some cheese and tulips. So the situation is not ripe yet. Maybe closer. So the Queen of Swords is more of a wintry energy, except it's also a transformative energy. So it looks like the positions that are there, you don't quite qualify for, but you are transforming into that so that you can be more empowered for the positions that are available there. So is it more training that you need? Step back and review the information that you have, and also review that CV, because there's something on the CV that's kind of not prominent and not getting the job done. So maybe pull in a professional CV writer and then kind of sit back and see what happens. See if you can do a revision of your electronic and employment social media curbside. See if you can do a little review of that, and you might be in a little bit of a better spot. Broke Schlo, I love it. You're my favorite lurker. Keep lurking, baby. Keep lurking. You are very, very welcome, honey. So Tarot Destiny, even if you have a plant in the house, you can use the plant. So you don't have to go outside. And your grounding might be different from somebody else's. Like I know people that sit in front of a fan and that's how they ground. It kind of blows all the energy off them. It really depends. Like try out a few different things. Selenite works great.
It's also the signs too.
And the signs too.
Like for me, I'm a Libra, so I'm very airy. So I like to be on the beach with the air blowing on my face and just sitting in the sand. Yeah. And that's my biggest calmer down. Like you could go in the car and like roll the window down and ground that way. It really depends on like what works for you. Like it used to be just water for me, and then I got much better about going out and doing it on the ground. So yay. and then falls over. Thank you for your fun and happier sides of that. So Broke Schlo, you are always a good time here. All right, so everybody's jumping off. So I'm going to jump off too. Thank you everybody for being here. You guys are awesome. You're my favorite part of the day. Like I said, tomorrow night, Dueling Tarot, we're going to be back on, having a great time. And look, there's Shelly. Oh, and we got the camera in here. It's okay, I can hide behind there.
And my glasses keep sliding down. Like I look like a crazy person. I'm not supposed to say that. Somebody yelled at me for calling myself a crazy person, but whatever.
We're all a little mad.
I know. We're all a little mad here, is right. So everybody, we'll see you tomorrow night, and I'll see you over the weekend.
Happy New Year, Mystic Rose. I see you popping in. And M, you're still up. You go have a great day, M. Hi, Nick. Yeah, we're just logging off, honey, but I'll be on for Dueling Tarot tomorrow on Alicia Wicker's channel. Okay, so we will see you guys all tomorrow. And then I'll do a live over the weekend. I'll try and do one early for you guys on the other side of the planet. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you later.